Beneath your tongue lies a surprisingly powerful area that most people never think about. A small, nerve-dense region that can directly influence how calm or anxious you feel. This spot is closely connected to the body's internal communication network, especially the vagus nerve, which serves as a major bridge between your brain and your body. When you apply gentle pressure under the tongue, you're not just performing a simple movement. You're triggering a subtle yet profound biological response that helps the brain and body shift from stress to calm almost instantly. To understand why this happens, it's important to realize that your tongue is one of the most sensitive and active muscles in your body. It's rich in sensory receptors and nerve endings, constantly sending signals to your brain to help you speak, taste, swallow, and breathe efficiently. But beneath this functional surface lies a complex web of neural pathways that link to deeper structures in the nervous system. Among these, the vagus nerve is one of the most important. It runs from the brainstem all the way down to the chest and abdomen, influencing your heart rate, digestion, and overall emotional balance. When certain regions under the tongue are stimulated, these nerve pathways send a safety signal to the brain, a message that tells the body to relax and restore balance. What makes this area so unique is its immediate access to the parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for rest, relaxation, and recovery. Most stress management techniques, like meditation or deep breathing, work gradually to activate this system. But pressing the spot under your tongue can do it within seconds because of its direct neurological link. The gentle pressure works as a form of vagal stimulation, which quiets overactive stress responses, reduces adrenaline release, and encourages the production of calming neurotransmitters like acetylcholine. This is why, when you apply light pressure under your tongue, you may begin to feel a noticeable sense of warmth or a wave of relaxation moving through your body. It's your nervous system responding to that calming signal. Another important factor is how this area interacts with blood circulation and oxygen flow. The underside of the tongue is highly vascular, meaning it has a dense network of blood vessels that can quickly absorb changes in oxygen and pressure. When you press lightly in that region, it can help improve microcirculation and enhance oxygen exchange, which indirectly supports brain function. A well-oxygenated brain feels clearer and calmer, while low oxygen or restricted circulation can heighten tension and mental fog. In this way, the physical stimulation under the tongue supports both the neurological and physiological aspects of calmness. Interestingly, ancient healing traditions like acupressure and reflexology also identified points under or around the tongue as being connected to the heart and mind. They believed that stimulating these points could balance emotions, reduce fear, and clear mental agitation. Modern neuroscience now provides a scientific explanation for why that might be true. These spots connect to the cranial nerves that help regulate mood and stress. So while this may sound like a modern discovery, it's actually an ancient technique validated by modern understanding of how the nervous system works. People often report that within seconds of applying pressure under the tongue, their breathing naturally slows, their shoulders drop, and their thoughts begin to settle. That's because the body's stress chemistry is beginning to normalize. Cortisol and adrenaline, which spike during anxiety or tension, start to decrease as the vagus nerve signals the body that it's safe to relax. This isn't just psychological, it's a real measurable change in your nervous system. In many cases, this technique can be a quick, drug-free way to interrupt cycles of stress, anxiety, or panic. The simplicity of this practice is what makes it so powerful. You don't need any equipment, environment, or experience. Just a moment of awareness. By understanding that a small point under your tongue can help regulate your body's stress response, you gain a practical tool you can use anytime, anywhere. Whether you're stuck in traffic, preparing for a big presentation, or lying awake at night with a racing mind, gently pressing that area can help your system switch gears and restore a state of calm. It's a reminder that your body already holds the mechanisms for peace within itself. You just have to learn how to activate them. The vagus nerve is one of the most important and fascinating pathways in the human body, often referred to as the body's internal communication superhighway. It connects the brain to nearly every major organ, influencing how we breathe, digest, and respond to stress. When you press the point under your tongue, you're indirectly activating this powerful nerve, and in doing so, you can change how your body feels and functions almost instantly. Understanding how this connection works helps explain why such a simple technique can produce such noticeable calm and relief. The vagus nerve, which comes from the Latin word vagus, meaning wandering, truly lives up to its name. It begins at the base of your brainstem and travels all the way down through your neck, chest, and abdomen, sending signals to your heart, lungs, and digestive organs along the way. This makes it one of the longest cranial nerves in the body and a vital link between the brain and the body's core systems. Essentially, it's the nerve that tells your body when to speed up and when to slow down. It plays a central role in maintaining balance, especially between the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode, and the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. When the vagus nerve is active and healthy, you feel calm, headed, and emotionally stable. When it's underactive or blocked by chronic stress, you're more likely to feel anxious, fatigued, and on edge. Under your tongue lies a sensitive network of tissues and nerve endings that connect to smaller branches of the vagus nerve and other cranial nerves like the glossopharyngeal nerve. When you gently press or stimulate this area, you send subtle sensory feedback up to the brainstem. This feedback acts like a switch that helps the vagus nerve shift the body from stress mode into calm mode. Imagine your brain as a control tower receiving a signal that says, everything is okay, you can relax. Once that signal is received, a chain reaction occurs throughout your body. Your heart rate begins to slow, your breathing deepens, and your digestive system activates again after being suppressed by stress hormones. Modern neuroscience has confirmed that stimulating the vagus nerve, even through gentle external means, can have measurable effects on mood, anxiety, and inflammation. Medical devices have been developed that use mild electrical impulses to activate the vagus nerve in people suffering from depression, anxiety, or epilepsy. What's fascinating is that you can achieve a natural, low-intensity version of this same effect through physical stimulation under the tongue. The sensory nerves in that area are in close communication with the vagal network, so even small signals can trigger large physiological responses. When the vagus nerve is stimulated, it releases acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter responsible for slowing the heart rate, lowering blood pressure, and promoting relaxation. This neurotransmitter also helps reduce the production of inflammatory chemicals in the body, which are linked to both stress and chronic illness. So, by activating the vagus nerve, even in a simple way, you're not only calming your mind, but also supporting long-term health and reducing internal inflammation. This is one reason people often report feeling both mentally peaceful and physically lighter after using tongue, point stimulation, or similar vagal techniques. Beyond its physical effects, the vagus nerve also plays a crucial role in emotional regulation. It's heavily involved in what scientists call the gut-brain connection. The nerve constantly sends messages between the brain and the digestive system, influencing how we feel emotionally. When you're anxious, your gut tightens, your digestion slows, and your breathing becomes shallow, all signals that your vagus nerve is under strain. When you stimulate the nerve, those sensations begin to ease. Your gut relaxes, your breathing deepens, and your brain interprets these changes as a sign of safety and calm. This mind-body link is one of the reasons why people who practice relaxation or mindfulness techniques tend to have stronger vagal tone. Vagal tone refers to how well your vagus nerve functions and how quickly it can help your body recover from stress. The stronger your vagal tone, the faster you can return to a calm, balanced state after a stressful event. Stimulating the area under your tongue is one way to improve this tone over time, helping you build resilience to everyday challenges. In essence, the connection between the spot under your tongue and the vagus nerve is a gateway to self-regulation. It gives you control over your nervous system in a natural, drug-free way. By learning to activate this connection intentionally, you can calm your heart, quiet your thoughts, and ease tension throughout your body. Every time you use this technique, you're strengthening the communication between your brain and body, teaching your nervous system to find balance more easily. It's a small action with a big impact, proving that sometimes the simplest methods can access the body's most powerful healing systems. Learning how to correctly apply gentle pressure under the tongue is the key to unlocking the calming effect of this simple yet powerful technique. It's not about force or complexity. It's about awareness, precision, and connection with your body's natural rhythm. The technique works best when it's done with care and presence, allowing your nervous system to respond without resistance or strain. When performed properly, you'll begin to notice a quiet shift happening inside. Your breathing slows, your heart rate steadies, and your mind begins to feel lighter and clearer. To begin, find a comfortable position. You can either sit upright in a chair with your back supported or stand with your shoulders relaxed. The goal is to create an open, calm posture where you can breathe easily. Avoid lying down at first because it may be harder to feel the subtle sensations you're about to experience. Once you're comfortable, take a few slow, deep breaths through your nose to bring your attention inward. Notice how your tongue rests naturally in your mouth. Most people hold subtle tension in their tongue without realizing it, especially when anxious or deep in thought. This simple awareness is the first step in activating relaxation. Now, gently lift your tongue so that the tip presses lightly against the area just behind your lower front teeth or slightly against the floor of the mouth beneath the tongue. You are not pushing hard. The pressure should feel comfortable and natural, like pressing on your skin with your fingertip. Underneath this area lies a cluster of small nerves and blood vessels that connect to deeper parts of the nervous system, including branches of the vagus nerve. The stimulation created by this soft pressure sends signals through these nerve endings, helping your body begin the process of calming itself. Once your tongue is in position, the most important element is your breathing. Breathe slowly and evenly through your nose, allowing each inhale and exhale to become longer and more relaxed. Try to follow a rhythm of about 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out. As you exhale, feel the release of tension from your shoulders, jaw, and chest. The combination of tongue pressure and slow breathing enhances vagal stimulation and creates a feedback loop between your breath, brain, and body. This loop tells your nervous system that it's safe to relax. You might notice subtle sensations such as warmth spreading through your chest, a soft pulse in your throat, or even a feeling of lightness behind your eyes. These are all signs that your parasympathetic system is being activated. Keep the gentle pressure under your tongue for about 30 to 60 seconds at a time. You don't need to maintain it continuously for long periods. Short, mindful intervals are enough to trigger the relaxation response. After each round, rest your tongue naturally and notice how your body feels. You may sense that your breathing has slowed automatically or that your thoughts have quieted. Over time, you can repeat the process several times a day whenever you feel tense, anxious, or mentally overactive. Some people like to practice it before bed to help their mind unwind, while others use it before stressful events such as meetings, exams, or public speaking. Consistency enhances the effect. The more you practice this method, the more responsive your nervous system becomes. Think of it as training your body to recognize safety cues faster. In the beginning, you might not notice dramatic changes, but as you build awareness, your body will start responding more immediately. You're strengthening the mind-body connection through repetition and gentle focus. There are a few small details to keep in mind for best results. Avoid pressing too hard. Excessive pressure can cause discomfort or tension in your jaw. The key is to be gentle and relaxed. The effectiveness comes from the sensitivity of the nerves, not the intensity of force. You can also pair the exercise with a brief visualization, such as imagining a soft light spreading through your body as you breathe, or picturing waves of calm flowing from your tongue to your heart and mind. Visualization helps deepen the parasympathetic response, especially if you're someone who connects easily with imagery. Hydration also plays a subtle role. The tissues under your tongue are thin and sensitive, and staying well hydrated ensures that this area remains comfortable and responsive. If your mouth feels dry, take a sip of water before starting the practice. When done correctly, this simple act becomes more than just a physical technique. It's a mindful ritual that connects you with your body's natural intelligence. It teaches you how to access calm from within without needing external tools or distractions. Over time, your brain learns to associate this movement with safety and peace, so even the act of touching your tongue to that area can begin to trigger relaxation automatically. This makes it an incredibly valuable practice for anyone dealing with anxiety, stress, or overthinking. Ultimately, pressing this point under your tongue is not about control, it's about allowing. You're giving your nervous system permission to slow down, to rest, and to restore balance. When combined with slow breathing and awareness, it becomes one of the most natural and immediate ways to soothe the mind and calm the body. A quiet reminder that your own biology holds the key to peace. When you press the point under your tongue, something remarkable begins to happen almost immediately. The effects move through your body in quiet, invisible waves, shifting how your brain and nervous system communicate. This small action sends a cascade of signals through the cranial nerves, especially the vagus nerve, telling your body that it's safe to relax. What follows is not imagination or placebo. It's a measurable physiological shift. Within seconds, your heart rate can begin to slow, your breathing deepens naturally, and your brain starts releasing chemicals associated with calm, focus, and well-being. The first noticeable change occurs in your breathing pattern. When you stimulate the tongue's underside, it activates nerves connected to the parasympathetic system, prompting your body to breathe more deeply and slowly. This isn't forced breathing. It happens on its own as your diaphragm relaxes. As oxygen intake becomes steadier, carbon dioxide levels in the blood balance out, which sends a message to your brainstem that everything is stable. That stability helps quiet overactive regions in the brain that are linked to stress, like the amygdala, which is responsible for triggering fear and anxiety responses. As the amygdala settles, your prefrontal cortex, the logical, calm thinking part of your brain, becomes more active, helping you regain clarity and control over your thoughts. Another immediate effect of pressing the spot under your tongue is the way it influences your heart rate and blood pressure. Through vagal stimulation, the heart begins to respond to the rest and digest signal by slowing down slightly. This is why you may feel a gentle sense of warmth or heaviness in your chest, a sign that your cardiovascular system is shifting gears from alertness to calm. In stressful moments, your body tends to pump blood faster, constrict vessels, and raise blood pressure in preparation for action. By calming the vagus nerve, you reverse that process, allowing blood vessels to relax and circulation to normalize. The body interprets this as safety, reinforcing the feeling of peace that follows. Within the brain itself, neurotransmitter levels also begin to change. The activation of parasympathetic pathways increases the release of acetylcholine, a calming neurotransmitter that slows nerve signaling, allowing the mind to rest. In parallel, serotonin and JBA's gamma aminobutyric acid levels may rise, supporting feelings of emotional balance and inner quiet. This biochemical shift explains why some people feel an almost immediate release of tension, as if their thoughts are no longer racing. The brain is literally changing its chemistry in response to that tiny physical action beneath the tongue. The impact is not only mental, it's physical too. As the nervous system relaxes, muscles across your face, neck, shoulders, and abdomen begin to soften. Many people unconsciously hold tension in these areas when stressed, often without noticing it. After a few seconds of pressing the point under the tongue, you might feel your jaw unclench, your shoulders lower, and your stomach ease. These are direct signs that the parasympathetic nervous system is taking charge. Even your digestion begins to respond. Your stomach and intestines receive increased blood flow, which supports nutrient absorption and smooth digestive function. The body essentially begins to operate as it was designed to, free from the interference of stress hormones. Emotionally, the effects can feel surprisingly grounding. Because the vagus nerve plays a role in regulating mood, stimulating it helps release tension from both the body and the mind. You may feel a sense of safety or quiet confidence return, as if your thoughts are finally in sync with your physical state. This calm is different from tiredness or sedation. It's alert and peaceful at the same time, what many describe as relaxed focus. In this state, the body conserves energy, the brain functions more efficiently, and creativity or problem solving often flow more easily. One of the most profound effects happens at the level of brain waves. Studies on vagus nerve activation show a shift towards slower, more harmonious brain wave patterns, specifically alpha and theta waves, which are associated with relaxation, meditation, and healing. These brain states allow your mind to process emotions and thoughts more clearly, reducing overthinking and helping you access a sense of inner stillness. This is why even a brief practice can feel like a mini reset, similar to meditation but faster in effect. The beauty of this response is how holistic it is. By calming the brain and body simultaneously, the technique creates a feedback loop that reinforces itself. As your heart rate slows, your brain receives further confirmation that you're safe. The brain then deepens the relaxation signal, slowing your breathing even more, which in turn strengthens the sense of calm. Within a minute or two, your entire system can move from a state of tension or anxiety to one of balance and ease. What makes this method so special is its accessibility. You don't need to wait for the right environment or use complex breathing patterns or guided meditations. The calming effect begins right where you are through one simple movement that harnesses the body's own mechanisms for peace. It reminds you that you already have the ability to regulate your emotions and physiology without relying on external tools. By practicing this regularly, your nervous system becomes more efficient at returning to this calm state even when life feels chaotic. This simple technique of pressing the point under your tongue can be used at almost any moment in your daily life when you need to regain control over your mind and body. It works because it taps directly into your nervous system, offering a fast, natural way to return to balance. Understanding when and how to use it can help you make the most of its calming benefits, turning it into a reliable tool you can reach for whenever stress or tension arises. One of the best times to use this technique is when you feel sudden anxiety or panic beginning to build. Many people describe the early signs as a tightening in the chest, a faster heartbeat, or racing thoughts that seem impossible to quiet. In these moments, the body has shifted into fight or flight mode, flooding your system with adrenaline. Pressing the point under your tongue can act like a signal to the brain that says, "It's okay, you're safe." Within seconds, you may feel your pulse begin to slow and your breathing become steadier. By activating the vagus nerve at the first sign of anxiety, you interrupt the stress response before it takes over. This not only brings immediate relief, but also helps retrain your nervous system to recover more quickly from stress in the future. It's also extremely helpful before stressful events or situations that tend to make you nervous. Before giving a presentation, attending an interview, or having a difficult conversation, spending just a minute practicing this technique can help center your energy and clear mental noise. The gentle pressure and slow breathing stimulate parasympathetic activity, allowing you to feel calm yet alert, a state psychologists call relaxed readiness. Your thoughts become more organized and your voice steadier because your body isn't battling the physical symptoms of stress. Athletes, performers, and public speakers could all benefit from using this as part of their pre-performance routine, as it promotes clarity and confidence without dulling focus. Another ideal time to use the technique is before sleep. Many people struggle to fall asleep because their minds are still processing the day's events or worrying about tomorrow. This overactive thinking keeps the nervous system alert even when the body is exhausted. Applying gentle pressure under your tongue while taking slow, deep breaths signals to your brain that it's time to switch from the alert mode of the day to the rest mode of night. You might find that your breathing deepens naturally, your muscles loosen, and your thoughts begin to drift rather than race. Doing this for just a minute or two before bed can make it easier to fall asleep and improve the overall quality of your rest by supporting parasympathetic activity throughout the night. This practice is equally useful during moments of overwhelm or emotional tension. In modern life, our senses are constantly bombarded. Screens, deadlines, noise, and constant connectivity can keep our stress hormones elevated. During a busy day, taking even 30 seconds to press the spot under your tongue and breathe deeply can help reset your nervous system. It's a quiet, discreet way to ground yourself in the present moment without anyone noticing. The beauty of this method is its simplicity. You don't need to step away from what you're doing. You can use it at your desk, in your car, or even while standing in line. Each time you do, you're reminding your body how to return to calm, no matter the environment. This technique can also be used during moments of emotional pain, frustration, or anger. When emotions run high, the body mirrors that state. Your heartbeat rises, muscles tense, and breathing becomes shallow. By activating the calming response under your tongue, you create a pause between feeling and reacting. That pause gives you the space to think clearly and respond intentionally rather than impulsively. Over time, this helps you build emotional resilience and self-control because your nervous system learns that calm can coexist with challenge. You can even integrate this practice into your morning or meditation routine. Using it first thing in the morning helps set the tone for a balanced day, keeping you centered before the business begins. When combined with mindfulness or gentle breathing, it deepens your ability to focus and maintain steady energy throughout the day. The key is consistency. Like any other practice that influences the nervous system, the more often you use it, the more responsive your body becomes. Each time you press the spot under your tongue and breathe consciously, you're reinforcing a neural pathway that connects calm with awareness. Eventually, your body learns to shift into that state more easily, even without conscious effort. You can think of it as carrying a built-in reset button. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, physical tension, sleeplessness, or simple overstimulation, this small act can restore balance. It empowers you to self-regulate in real time instead of being at the mercy of your emotions or environment. The best part is that it's always available. You don't need quiet space, special tools, or anyone's help. It's a simple reminder that the power to feel peaceful and in control lies within your own body, waiting for you to activate it. Practicing this simple tongue point technique regularly creates subtle but powerful changes in how your brain and body respond to stress over time. While the immediate effects are calming, the long-term benefits reach much deeper, strengthening your nervous system, balancing your emotions, and improving your overall health. Each time you press the spot under your tongue and breathe consciously, you are training your body to shift more easily into a relaxed state. With consistent use, this gentle habit begins to rewire your nervous system, teaching it to return to calm more quickly after stress or anxiety. One of the most significant long-term effects is the improvement of what scientists call vagal tone, a measure of how efficiently your vagus nerve functions. When your vagal tone is high, your body can regulate heart rate, breathing, and digestion with ease, allowing you to adapt smoothly to different situations. People with strong vagal tone tend to recover from emotional upsets faster and feel more balanced overall. Each time you stimulate the area under your tongue, you're giving your vagus nerve a mild workout, helping it stay flexible and responsive. Over weeks or months of regular practice, this leads to a more resilient nervous system that can handle everyday challenges without slipping easily into stress mode. Enhanced vagal tone also means better heart health. Research shows that activating the vagus nerve regularly can lower resting heart rate, improve blood pressure regulation, and support cardiovascular stability. It essentially teaches the heart to remain steady even when the mind is under pressure. That's why people who regularly practice calming or meditative techniques often have healthier heart rhythms and improved endurance. This tongue point method works in a similar way through consistent, mindful stimulation that strengthens the heart-brain connection. Over time, your heart learns to beat in a more coherent and balanced rhythm, which can lead to improved energy levels, better focus, and a stronger sense of inner stability. Another long-term benefit is the reduction of chronic inflammation. The vagus nerve plays an important role in controlling inflammatory responses in the body. When it's active and healthy, it sends signals to reduce the release of inflammatory molecules, protecting you from the damaging effects of long-term stress. Chronic inflammation is linked to fatigue, poor immunity, and a wide range of diseases, from digestive issues to heart problems. By making this calming practice part of your daily routine, you're not only soothing your mind, but also supporting your immune system and overall physical health. You're creating an internal environment that allows healing and recovery to happen naturally. Emotionally, the practice builds greater emotional intelligence and self-regulation. When you repeatedly activate the body's calming response, you begin to feel more in control of your reactions. You become aware of how stress shows up in your body. The tight chest, shallow breathing, or tense jaw, and you learn to release it before it overwhelms you. Over time, this awareness strengthens your sense of inner security. You stop reacting impulsively to stressors because your body knows how to return to balance. This can lead to improved relationships, clearer communication, and a greater ability to stay grounded in challenging moments. Consistent use of this method also improves mental clarity and focus. When your nervous system is constantly on high alert, your brain spends enormous energy maintaining that tension. By calming it regularly, you free up cognitive resources that were previously tied up in stress. You may notice you think more clearly, concentrate longer, and make decisions with greater confidence. This is especially valuable in a world full of distractions and overstimulation. It allows you to move through your day with a quiet, steady focus that isn't easily shaken. Many people also report improvements in sleep over time. because this practice strengthens the body's ability to shift into a parasympathetic state, your mind begins to associate nighttime with relaxation instead of mental activity. Falling asleep becomes easier, and sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Over weeks, this better quality rest compounds the benefits of the practice, as good sleep enhances emotional balance, physical healing, and memory. Ultimately, the long-term reward of this technique is self-mastery. You begin to realize that peace is not something you have to chase, it's something you can generate from within. By simply connecting with your body's natural mechanisms for calm, you gain a tool for lifelong balance. The more often you practice, the more you strengthen the pathways of peace within your nervous system. Stressful situations may still arise, but they no longer control you in the same way. Your body learns that calm is its natural state, not chaos. With consistent use, pressing the point under your tongue becomes more than a technique. It becomes a gentle reminder of your body's intelligence. It's a practice that helps you stay aligned with your natural rhythm, grounded in your breath, and connected to the stillness that exists beneath all the noise of life. Over time, that stillness becomes easier to access, and you begin to live from a place of steady calm, no matter what's happening around you.